Why so serious? Alright, so at this point there's about 9,800,000,006 quintillion Batman vs Superman review videos up on YouTube already. So rather than doing just a straightforward review, what I want to do is kind of like a vlog slash review. So the idea is to document my day as I prepare to watch Batman vs Superman later. I'm just back in bed right now. As you can tell, I sleep next to the Rock. So yeah, I'm about to make a lot of women jealous right now. But yeah, anyway, so I want to go eat something, and I'll see you guys in the next take. So one of the things I like to do, at least I try to do anyway, when it comes to these bigger movies, is before watching them, make sure that I am up to date with all the previous movies in the series. Now, of course, there's many Batman movies, there's many Superman movies, but this really is just the second movie in the DC Universe Justice League set of films. You know, they start with Man of Steel, and now this is Dawn of Justice coming along. Now, so with that said, I only really need to watch Man of Steel. Now, I've actually seen Man of Steel before. I watched it when it came out in the cinema. I did not like it very much, but I did want to watch it again. Maybe I'll change my opinion on it. Maybe we'll see. But it's really just to refresh my memory, make sure that I am as fresh going in as possible in case there's any references and stuff like that. So, Man of Steel, here we go. Alright, so I just watched Man of Steel again. Didn't really like it too much the first time round. After watching it again, I would say that there's perhaps some subtleties that I maybe missed the first time. I'm not sure I'd say it's a great film though. It's an okay film. It's not a bad film. It's not as bad as I would have originally said it was, but yeah, it's alright. It's an okay film. It's a different style to Superman that we're used to. If you know about George Reeves' Superman or Christopher Reeve's Superman, Dean Kane's Superman, I think in the context of everything that happens in the film and putting it all together, this version of Superman did make a lot more sense to have that kind of Superman in this film than it would have had to say have Christopher Reeve style Superman in Man of Steel. It may not have worked as well. It's really windy right now, so I don't even know if you can hear me talking, but it is very, very windy. It's just been raining. And yeah, so that's welcome to England. I've got branches in my face now. Right, so when I watch other people's vlogs, I notice that sometimes they have this part where they will stop and they will give like a really positive message and a really inspiring message to send out into the world. And as I walk to the shops to pick up some groceries, I'm reminded of an old saying that goes, be yourself. Be yourself unless you can be Batman. Then always be Batman. So when it comes down to it, I've always preferred Marvel to DC. I've tried reading some of the Batman comics back in the day, and it just never impressed me. As far as the comics are concerned, I've always preferred Marvel. Now that being said, as when it comes to television shows and movies, I've favoured, or up until none of recent Marvel movies, I've favoured, where's the light gone? I favoured DC TV shows and movies. I used to watch the reruns of the New Adventures of Superman with George Reeves. Then I used to watch the Lois and Clark when that was on. I really enjoyed that up until it started to get a bit rubbish. Superman with Christopher Reeves was awesome. Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4. Let's not talk about Superman 4. Superman Returns, yeah, that didn't really do it for me either. Man of Steel, I just rewatched, and I do think it's a little bit better second time round. Batman as well, I really enjoyed Batman. 1966, used to watch the TV series and reruns of the TV series of that as well. And the movie is just a cheese as hell. If you have not seen the 1966 movie Batman with Adam West and Burt Young, you should definitely see it. It is an absolute cheese fest, and it is awesome. Then there was Batman 89 with Michael Keaton. Really good, I really enjoyed that, and Batman Returns as well. Kind of drifted off when it comes to Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. Then of course Batman Begins, directed by Christopher Nolan with the guy who swears a lot. Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises was okay. I think the problem there was that it was a good film, it just wasn't as good as the previous two films. I think that's the problem with Dark Knight Rises. The Marvel TV shows were okay, like the animated stuff were pretty cool. You know, Spider-Man was awesome, of course. And the Marvel Action Hour, that was pretty cool. But I generally prefer the DC TV shows, DC movies. So anyway, with all that said, what I'm trying to get at is just between Batman and Superman and their characters I want to talk about. Between Batman and Superman, of course Superman is more powerful, you know, he's Superman, right? But Batman has always been a more interesting character to me because, you know, he's human, because he can ultimately be beaten. I mean, yes, he's a smart guy and he's maybe stronger and agile or whatever. Well, agile to an extent, you know, with a suit. Batman
I feel has produced better quality, or has been more consistent in a quality with its products, with Batman video games, Batman TV shows, Batman movies. They've just been consistently of a higher quality. And it's probably the reason why, even though Batman vs. Superman is actually a sequel to The Man of Steel, so it's really more of a Superman movie, at least that's my understanding. I haven't actually watched it yet, so it's still to come. But my understanding, it's more of a Superman movie, but they put Batman's name first, and that's probably why, because I think most people tend to associate Batman films with a better quality. So if you put his name first, it seems like it's a Batman film, even though I believe it's actually more of a Superman film. But I guess I'll find out soon enough as to the answer to that. Okay, so I'm at the cinema now, getting ready to go in. I don't always get cinema food because it's bloody expensive, but you know what? If you're gonna do something wrong, do it right. So check this out. Nachos, jalapenos, salsa, cheese. Wait. Sour cream. There can be sour cream and not cheese. Right. Now I've got the cheese and I'm ready to go in. All right, so I've heard this film. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad, some people say it's mediocre. I'm gonna try and keep an open mind, and I'll see you on the other side. Initial thoughts. Well, there's parts that I liked, some parts that I'm not sure made a whole lot of sense. Perhaps I just missed something, or maybe it's just shoddy film making. I liked the beginning part as it progressed, however, it did seem like it dragged a little bit. It felt like it was taking its time. I spent a lot of time building things up, but not always quite going somewhere with it. But in the end, it was okay.
So I just got back home. I've had a little time to gather my thoughts. So I'm gonna try and sum up my opinion on Batman vs. Superman. I did like Affleck. He's kind of like, for me, he felt like a cross between Christian Bale Batman and Arkham Knight Batman, and it was kind of a good mix of Batmans, I felt. There were some sequences that he's in that were really, really cool, but some of them didn't really feel like they served an actual purpose to the film. And just some parts to the film in general that felt like they kind of skipped around a little bit. I liked Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. It was interesting to find out what happened to Mark Zuckerberg after The Social Network. Apparently he becomes a criminal mastermind, but I guess money and power corrupts, right? But he did do a good job as Lex Luthor, and I think out of all the characters, he's probably the most departed from how you would normally see them in other productions, but it does work very well for this film. But in conclusion, there's parts that I liked, parts that I didn't like, parts that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I'm not too sure about, but it's entirely possible that I missed something, but it really felt like while I was watching it that it just skipped around a lot. There's some 30 minutes or so that's been cut out of the movie, which they plan on adding later on to do some R-rated version, and if that is the case, then possibly certain things might make more sense then, but as it is now, it did really feel like it just went from one plot point to another plot point and didn't necessarily bridge them particularly well. And that is what I think of Batman vs. Superman. What do you think? Knight in shining armor? Or we don't need another hero? Let me know down below, and let me know what you think of this style of vlog video as well. If you liked this video, give it a like and share it amongst your friends. If you did not like it, then give it a dislike and share it amongst your enemies. Either way, let me know your reasons in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and until whenever, if ever, when Gotham is ashes, then you have my permission to die. It's not that I can't spend £350 on it, mate. It's more that I'd have to fully know that this is definitely worth £350. And right now, I don't. You know, right now, it looks cool, it looks interesting. I'm definitely interested in it as a gamer. The experience looks like it's going to be pretty cool. But is it anything more than a tech demo? Once you get past the novelty, what else is there?